Thailand's constitutional court has dismissed caretaker Prime Minister Yingluck Shinawatra from office, ruling that she is guilty of violating the country's constitution for reassigning a senior security official in 2011. The defendant has abused her position as Prime Minister, said the judge in the ruling. Her prime ministership has ended. The court ruled that 9 ministers who attended a meeting over the decision to transfer the official were also to be removed from office. Yingluck's Secretary General, Suranand Vejjajiva, told CNN that Deputy PM and Commerce Minister Niwatthamrong Boonsongpaisan had been nominated as the next caretaker Prime Minister. The charges against Yingluck were brought in a lawsuit filed by anti-government senators. They accused Yingluck of abusing her power by unlawfully transferring National Security Council Chief Thawil Pliensri from his role in September 2011, alleging the move was intended to benefit her Puea Thai Party and a family member. Thawil was replaced by the then National Police Chief, whose role in turn was later given to Boonsongpaisan, a relative of Yingluck. In March, Thailand's Supreme Administrative Court ruled the transfer unlawful and Thawil was reinstated. More protests and dysfunction. Analyst Paul Quagliere, director at PQA Associates, a Bangkok-based risk assessment firm, said the development set the scene for more protests and more dysfunction in the days ahead. Her supporters will look at this as what they call a judicial coup, which is one of the red lines they've drawn about all of this, he said. He said the facts against Yingluck were pretty weak, and that abuse of power was a pretty grandiose term to describe what went on. What she is accused of doing is approving the removal of a military officer from a civil servant's job in 2011. This is pretty routine, he said. Her supporters of course will view this as a technical pretext by the court simply to get rid of her and get rid of this government. Yingluck defended herself against the charges in court Tuesday. "I didn't do anything against the law," she said. "I have performed my duty in the administration with the intention of benefiting the country." Yingluck had led a caretaker administration since Parliament was dissolved in December, ahead of a general election in February that was disrupted by anti-government protesters. The Constitutional Court subsequently ruled the election invalid. The protests had been sparked in November by Yingluck's government's botched attempt to pass an amnesty bill that would have paved the way for the return of her brother, the former Prime Minister Thaksin Shinawatra, to the political fray in earnest.